guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, two of my loves are colliding. As some of you may know, I have started roller skating recently, and the other day I made these super cute toe protectors for my skates. So the purpose of toe protectors are to protect the toe. Pretty self-explanatory. They are also called toe caps. But basically they just sit on the front of your skate like this, and they're used to help protect the leather or suede or whatever your skates are made out of underneath. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make your very own set of crochet toe protectors or toe caps. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so to get started, all you're going to need is your yarn of choice. This is just an 8-ply acrylic yarn. You can use absolutely anything you want. You can use cotton, you could use natural fibers. It's totally up to you. I'm choosing to use acrylic because that's just what I've got on hand at the moment. This is an 8-ply, but I have also made them using a 10-ply or a worsted weight Aran weight yarn. The choice is totally yours. This is not going to make a huge difference, but if you are following along with this pattern, I do recommend using an 8-ply or a 10-ply just to be safe, to make sure that our gauge is similar. I've then just got a 4mm crochet hook, a darning needle to sew in my ends, and some scissors. These can be put to the side for now because we don't need them until later on. And then what I'm going to do is find the end of my yarn. Once you've found the end, you want to complete a magic circle. I know a lot of people don't like using the magic circles, so if you would prefer to chain 4 and join to create a loop, you can by all means do that as well. I enjoy using the magic loop, so that's what I will be doing today. So I'm just chaining 1 to secure that loop. And then I'm going to go into this loop with 8 single crochet. So we'll be single crocheting into the middle of this loop 8 times. So we should have 8 stitches now. That first chain that we did does not count as a stitch. That's just literally just to hold your magic circle in place. So please don't count your chain 1 at the beginning of the round as a stitch. You should just have the 8 stitches that you have just completed. Once you've finished your 8 stitches, you want to take that tail there and you want to pull it to tighten it up. And you should be left with something that looks a little like this. What we're then going to do is slip stitch into that first stitch to join the round. So just into that very first stitch that we completed, slip stitching to join. And that's the end of round 1. We then want to chain 1 and we want to complete 2 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. So going into that first stitch that we just slip stitched into with 2 single crochet, and then completing 2 single crochet in every stitch all the way around until we get back to the beginning. Okay, so I just completed my increases all the way around, and now once again we are going into that first stitch there and slip stitching to join the round. So after this round you should have a total of 16 single crochet. Just like that. If you find you've still got a little bit of a hole in the middle there, just pull that end tight. That will close up later on once we've sewn in that end as well. So don't stress if you've still got a little bit of a hole in the middle, we will fix that later. All right, once you've finished round 2, we are now going to move on to round 3. What we're now going to be doing is 1 single crochet in the first stitch and then 2 single crochet in the second stitch. So it'll be 1 single crochet followed by 2 single crochet. So we're going into that very first stitch that we just slip stitched into with 1 single crochet, and then we're going into that second stitch with 2 single crochet to increase. Again, 1 single crochet in that first stitch followed by 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So we're just going to complete that pattern all the way around. So 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 2 single crochet in the next stitch, all the way around until you get back to the beginning. And here we are at the end of that round. Again, we are finding that first stitch there and we are slip stitching to join the round and chaining 1. So you should have something that's looking a little like that. We are now doing another increase round, so the next round will be a pattern of 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 single crochet in the following stitch. So it'll be 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet. So again, single crocheting into that very first stitch that we just slip stitched into. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet in the following stitch, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So again, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next, and then 2 single crochet in the next. And we're just repeating that again all the way around until we get back to the beginning. Okay, so here we are at the end of the round. We are now going to slip stitch to join, chain 1, and you should have something that looks a little like this. Now we have finished with our increase rounds, so now what we're going to do is go ahead and single crochet in every stitch all the way around just once. So 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around for a total of 3 rounds. So 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. So again, going into that very first stitch that we just slip stitched into, and then we're going into every single stitch all the way around with 1 single crochet, and we are going to do that for a total of 3 rounds. So I'm going to go ahead now and complete those 3 rounds, and I will meet you back here at the end. Okay, so we've just completed round 7 and now we're ready to move on to round 8. This next round is a little bit different. So what we're going to do is skip that very first stitch. So the one we just slip stitched into to join our round, we're going to skip it. So forget about that. Forget about that stitch. We're going into this second stitch here. So what we're going to do here is a slip stitch. And in that next stitch, we're going to slip stitch again. So now what we want to do is single crochet into the next 12 stitches. So I'll do it with you guys on screen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now what we're going to do is single crochet 2 together. So we're going to complete a decrease. So we will be inserting our hook into that next stitch, yarning over, pulling through, inserting our hook into the next stitch, yarning over, pulling through, yarning over, and pulling through all 3 loops on our hook. The reason I'm doing a decrease here is just to create a center stitch. So we want to have an even amount of stitches on both sides because this is the section here where your lace is going to pass through. So we want that to be in the middle. So I'm just doing a decrease just to even it up. So we've got an even number on both sides. So that is perfectly in the middle. Once you've done your decrease, you can then continue single crocheting in the next 12 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now you'll see that we've got 3 stitches at the end of the round that are unworked. That's what we want. We now want to do a chain 10. This is the section where we complete the opening to insert our toe stop into. So this is what's going to secure our toe protector to the underside of our skate. So the amount of chains that you chain here will just depend on the size of your toe stop. My toe stop is on the larger side. I don't think you would get one much bigger than the one I have. So if you also have a large bolt-on toe stop, then this will work for you. If you have a teeny tiny toe stop, you may need to chain less, but I recommend just testing it as you go before you continue on with the pattern. But you'll see what I mean in a moment. So I'm just going to go ahead and chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then what you want to do is find that very first single crochet of the round. So remember, we skipped the first stitch, we slip stitched in the next stitch, then we slip stitched in the next stitch. So the next stitch there is our very first single crochet of the round. We want to slip stitch into that stitch to join the round. Just like that. So that's what you should have so far. Now you'll see here that this is what I mean by your toe stop needs to fit through this loop. So if your toe stop is teeny tiny, you're going to want to make this loop smaller. If you've got a large toe stop like me, you can stick with the 10 chains. But again, I just recommend at this point trying it over your toe stop, see if it fits. You don't want it to be too loose. You want it to be quite a tight fit. So test it on your skate and see if you need to make it bigger or smaller. I don't think you would need to make it bigger, but you may need to make it smaller if you do have a small toe stop. So just test it out before you move on with the rest of the pattern. So what we want to do now is single crochet in the next 10 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are then going to be skipping the next stitch. So we are skipping that stitch, and the next stitch that we crochet into will be our decrease stitch. So remember, we decreased in the last round. That's the stitch we're going into now. So you want to skip that next stitch. Then we're going to complete 2 double crochets in that decrease stitch. So 1, 2, and then we're going to complete 1 triple crochet in that same decrease stitch. And then we're going to complete another 2 double crochet, all in that same stitch. Then we're going to skip the next stitch, and we're going to do a single crochet into that second stitch. Just like that. So this has created the section where your lace will pass through to secure your toe protector at the top of your skate. Now we can just continue single crocheting all the way to the end of the round. So just 1 single crochet in every stitch until we get to the end of the round, and that is including the chain stitches. So that is the last single crochet, and then we also want to do, so then when you get to these chain stitches, we also want to do 1 single crochet in every chain stitch. So finding those chains and completing 1 single crochet in every chain stitch. Okay, so just completing that last single crochet in the last chain stitch. And then what we're going to do once we get to the end of the round, so that last chain stitch, we're just going to find that first single crochet there, and we are going to slip stitch to join. Just like that. So this is what it should look like. Once you've slip stitched to join, you can then cut your yarn, leave a decent tail so you can sew it in, fasten it off, and there we have. Obviously you would need to then go and sew in your ends. I'm going to be lazy and not do that on camera with you guys. I'm sure you know how to sew in ends, but this is what you are left with. Let me zoom out a little. So this is what you will be left with, and this is what will go on the toe of your skate. So it will sit that way, and then this loop will go around your toe stop. I'll grab my skate and I'll show you exactly how you put it on. Okay, so here's my skate. I've just got it really close up so I can show you guys exactly how I put it on. So you're going to take your toe stop protector that we just made. First step, you want to insert your toe stop into this hole here. So you may have to stretch it, and that is fine. So your toe stop should fit inside that loop. Like I said before, you want it to be a tight squeeze. You don't want it to be too loose, otherwise this will not be secure and it'll just be moving around all over the place and potentially become a trip hazard. So you do want to make sure it's nice and tight. So that's nice and tight, and then that goes over the toe like that. And then this isn't fitting on properly because obviously I've already got one on there, but just for demonstration purposes, I'll show you how I've fit my other one, the pink one. So like I just explained, toe stop goes through that hole there. Then you thread your laces. I'm not going to take my laces out and show you exactly how to do it because, to be honest, it took me so long to do these laces and fix them properly. So I'm not willing to undo my laces and redo them. But as you can see, I have just thread my lace in through that triple crochet. So remember when we created this section, we did a triple crochet right in the middle. So that is where my lace has been threaded through. I'll show you on this how we thread the lace. So disregard my ends. Again, I'm being lazy. So we're going to find that triple crochet, which is there right in the middle of that little peak, and then you would thread your lace through there, just like that. And that's how it would sit on your skate. And then you would just obviously lace your laces as normal. And that's all there is to it. If you wanted to attach it a different way, by all means, please feel free to do so. That's just how I attach it to my skate. Now, obviously you would make 2 of these because you need 1 for each skate. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but I'm sure you guys would have realized anyway. This is just 1, so you would need to make 2 of these, but these work up super duper quickly. If I wasn't filming, I could make one of these in about 10 minutes, I reckon. That's how quickly they work up, especially once you've got the pattern in your head and you don't really need to follow along with anything. They work up so quickly and such a great little accessory to add on to your skates. But anyway, guys, that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you did enjoy it, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications so you will be notified of all my future videos. But until next time, I'll see you later, guys. Have a great rest of your week or weekend or whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.